You can start. जैसे आपने वो कर्मा.
हाँ, okay. Karma, basically, last day what we had discussed, there are primarily 3 types of karma that I had discussed. Pehla, what is karma? Karma is basically what determines कि हमारे लाइफ में क्या होने वाला है. हम लोग जो भी काम करते हैं, that creates some cause, and this cause has to manifest into an equivalent like effect. That is the cause and effect principle, the simultaneity of cause and effect. हम जैसा cause करेंगे वैसा मेरा effect मिलेगा हमको. और ये जो cause and effect का जो combination है, this is karma. So if you are doing good causes, then you get good effects. If you create bad causes, then you get bad effects. So this is the simple law of karma. तो अभी how do we create karma? So basically we create karma through our thoughts, words and actions. So not that only if you physically hurt someone, then you are creating some karma. So even if you are, suppose you say something rude or something abusive to someone, it hurts that person, you know, that person feels hurt. So the burden of the hurt is up to you because you have created that hurt, that pain, that sufferance. So it is your karma. So you have now created a negative karma. Even if you don't do any action, even if you don't do say any words, still if you are saying, if you are just thinking, you know, you are not doing anything, you're not saying anything, you're still thinking. So in our very first discussion, we had discussed that this universe, it listens to us, you know, this universe, it transmits and it receives. So that means even if we are thinking something, if we are thinking something hurtful, resentful or negative about someone, so we are transmitting that into the universe. And the universe is going to then create a ripple out of that emotion that we are projecting. And somewhere, somehow or the other, that will have some impact. So that means even through our thoughts, we are creating karma. So that is why the first thing that we have to practice, like see, our practice, we say practice, practice, practice. Practice is not about reciting something or chanting something, doing it for 10 hours every day. That is not practice alone. That is just a very small part of practice. Practice is mainly involved around conditioning ourselves. Like we have been programmed from our very childhood to react to scenarios or circumstances in specific ways. जैसे कि if I have been born in a very rough family, then थोड़ा सा भी कुछ होगा, then I will react back. So and then again, if I have been like if I am brought up in a very educated family, then what will happen is कि like कुछ भी होता है, so like I will take it in a very polished way, you know, in a very sophisticated manner. I'll deal with it. My reaction will not be the same. So हम लोग का जो ये कंडीशनिंग है, जिसको हम लोग संस्कार भी बोलते हैं, ये हम लोग को जन्म से हम लोग को मिलता है. तो इसके अनुरूप हम लोग कॉन्स्टेंटली सोचते भी हैं, बोलते भी हैं और एक्ट भी करते हैं. इसी को हम लोग को बदलना है. वी हैव टू चेंज इट इन अ पर्टिकुलर वे सो दैट हम लोग खुद को नेगेटिव कर्मा क्रिएट करने से बचा सकें और हम लोग किसी भी सर्कमस्टेंसेस में पॉजिटिव कर्मा क्रिएट कर सकें. सो बीइंग एबल टू डू दैट is also a very, very fundamental and a very, very important part of practice. Otherwise, I am constantly chanting. Oh, chalo, I am doing chanting. I am doing Name Ho Renge Kyo for 5 hours every day. And in thoughts, words, and actions, I am again creating negative karma. So, ये तो सिर्फ balancing खेल रहे हैं. So, I am not moving forward, you know. Every day, it's like every day I am taking 2 steps backward. Then I am reciting. I am again coming 2 steps forward. Again going 3 steps back. Coming 2 steps forward. तो ये तो आगे पीछे हो रहा है. So we are not going to move forward. We are not going to jump. We are not going to leap to success or happiness. So if you want to do that, then we have to change the way we think, change the way we say, and change the way we act. So that is a very, very fundamental part of our practice. Our practice constitutes of many components. The full thing is the practice, not only recitation, not only chanting, you know. These days we have a lot of emphasis on only chanting. But what about, like, you know, these days very few people talk about human revolution. These days very few people talk about, you know, basing your life on certain principles. So why do we have them if these were not important? If only one thing was important, then why do we have so many things? Like, why did TNT have to propagate the 10 worlds? Why do we have the 10 states of life? Why do we have the 10 levels of consciousness? There was no need. Ichirin Sanzen that we talk about, like in Buddhism, Ichirin Sanzen that we talk about, it is not constituted of only one factor. Ichirin Sanzen is made up of multiple things. So that means our practice cannot be comprised of only one thing, that is chanting. It has to be comprised of multiple things. So this part is clear? Okay.
Yes.
Now, when we talk of karma, so okay, we are creating karma at every moment through thoughts, words, and actions. So what karma are we creating? So it has been written originally, this is also a part of our Vedas, and it is also mentioned in Buddhism. Like if you read the Gosho, there is also a chapter dedicated to it in the Gosho, one of the letters, which in Daishonin very nicely explains. There are basically two gods. They are known as Samanam and Samagotra. Samanam and Samagotra. So it's the same actually in our Hindu dialect as well as in Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism, the way he explains. So there are a lot of similarities. Things have been just taken and explained in a better way, in a simplified manner, because this is what also the Buddha was doing. Because the Buddha in reality was also a Hindu. So he never said that, okay, make a religion out of my name after I'm dead. That was never Buddha's intention. So he was already a Hindu. We will also look into Buddha's life, what propagated or, what encouraged him to seek the path and reach enlightenment. So we will do that in our next discussion. But for now, so he was a Hindu and he was well versed. He was well versed with all the Hindu scripts and the Hindu religious texts. So he was a very brilliant guy from his very childhood. So that we discuss when we get into his life a little bit, when we look into his journey in our discussion. But then, so most of his teachings were based on our Hindu texts, where he was simplifying them so that common people could understand and they could also follow the path in a simplified way. He had reduced the complexity, he was trying to make it very simple, and he was trying to explain in a manner which would be very feasible for common people to also practice, so that they could also attain enlightenment. That is what he was trying to do. He was never trying to create a religion. So all the religions have been created after the mentors were gone. Buddhism, for instance, was created like centuries after the Buddha died. Similarly, Christianity also came after Christ died. Christ never said, okay, I have come here to now create a religion, everybody start following me. No, he was also a teacher. He was trying to teach something to the world. It's literally the same with all the mentors, Okay, so now, so we have these two gods, Samanam and Samagotra. So it is said that the moment we enter the wombs of our mothers, like these two gods, they immediately attach themselves to us. So the god Samanam, he is sitting on our left shoulder, and the god Samagotra, he is sitting on our right shoulder. So these two gods, they sit on our two shoulders, and they are constantly taking notes of each bit of karma that we are creating in the form of thoughts, words, and actions. So that means, like, you cannot escape. There is no way to cheat or escape these two gods. They will record everything. So that means everything that you're thinking, everything that you're saying or you're doing, it has an accountability. So it has to manifest. Now, so that means at every moment we are literally doing something. So we are creating some karma. As long as if we are sleeping, then we are sleeping. But as long as we are awake, so mostly we are either talking to someone, saying something, or we are doing something, or we are thinking something. So that means we have the potential or the possibility of creating karma at every second of our life, at every moment of our life. So this karma that we are spontaneously creating at every moment of our life, this karma is known as Kriyaman Karma. It is Kriyaman Karma. Kriyaman Karma is the constant karma that we are accumulating. Now, so throughout our life, we are creating or accumulating Kriyaman Karma. Now, there are different types of karmas, like if we delve into karma, then some karma or some cause has an effect in this lifetime. So for instance, say I do something small, say I go to a friend's house. I see that, oh, he has a beautiful watch or a beautiful pen. What I do is I simply pick that pen. I steal his pen. So maybe, okay, he has many pens. He used to use that pen, but he was not very attached with that pen. So he will see that, oh, I can't find that pen. So he will feel bad for that pen for maybe 2 minutes, and then he'll also forget about it. So this is a small karma. But then I really like, I'm in love with that pen. So I've stolen it. And now I start using that pen. So, but still, I have stolen, So this is, but this act has not created a lot of sufferings for the other person. So that means this is not a very major karma. So karma is not about the action. Karma is about the sufferance or the impact it is creating, my action or my thought or my word is creating on the other individual. That is what creates karma. So, okay, it is a small karma because he is not suffering, he just felt bad for 2 minutes. So it's a small karma. So this karma, that means sooner or later, very soon, I will also lose this pen. Or I will lose something similar, which will, something is important to me. Somebody will take that away from me. And then I will also feel the same pain which he felt for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So then this is the counterbalancing, So that is the simultaneity of cause and effect. It's a proportional thing. So I will get the same amount of sufferance in proportion. Then again, you can do something bigger. For instance, if we are cheating on our partner, this is one example which I give. So if you're cheating on your partner, then according to a Hindu text, it is said that if you're cheating on your partner with somebody else's partner, then you have to face the hell of Tapta Surmi. So Tapta Surmi, this is mentioned in the Gita. So according to the Gita, you have to face the hell of Tapta Surmi. Now, the hell of Tapta Surmi, it is also defined in the Gita. Like, what is the hell of Tapta Surmi? Hell of Tapta Surmi is a condition where it is completely boiling. So it's very hot, a temperature which we cannot endure or sustain, like we will burn, and we will be tied to a statue which resembles the linga of the person whom we have cheated. Okay, so if I'm cheating on my wife, then it will be the linga of a lady, or if I'm if I'm a wife who is cheating on my husband, then I will be tied to a statue which is the shape of a male link, and then I'll be tied to it, and then I'll be whipped for eternity, for a many yojans, they say, So for many 100 years, I will be whipped. So this is the hell of Tapta Surmi. Now, according to Buddhism, in Buddhism, it's defined differently. For the same cause, in Buddhism, it's defined separately. It says that if you do this misconduct, it's a Buddhist precept. It says that then in your future life, the effect you will not face in this lifetime. This lifetime is too short to face the effect of it. So the effect of this particular karma you have to face in one of your future lifetimes. So in one of your future lifetimes, necessarily not the immediate next one, might be the one after that, might be the one after that. It's a long journey, We keep going, coming back, keep going, coming back, that we keep doing. So in one of your future lifetimes, you will have to endure the same pain. That means you will have a partner who will do the same thing to you. And the way you made your partner suffer, your partner will make you suffer the same thing. Now the question is, is what the Buddhist effect referring to, is it different from Tapta Surmi? Actually, it's not. This is where the tricky part is, We think that, these different religious scripts, they talk about different things. We forget that at the core, we fail to understand that at the core, they are exactly the same. For instance, hell and heaven is not something which will exist in my afterlife. This is another wrong notion. Hell and heaven is not a part of my soul. It's a part of my existence. So that means ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरी आत्मा को ले जाके बांध के वो लोग कोड़े से मारेंगे और वो लोग वहां पे उसको उबालेंगे. किसी एक फ्यूचर लाइफ टाइम में मेरा ड्यूरिंग एग्जिस्टेंस मेरा जिंदगी ऐसा हो जाएगा कि मेरा जो पार्टनर होगा वो पार्टनर को हम छोड़ भी नहीं पाएंगे और मेरे जिंदगी के कंडीशन को ऐसा करके छोड़ेगा कि मेरा पूरा जिंदगी लगेगा आंख पर है. आई एम बर्निंग, आई एम लिटरली बर्निंग. माय होल लाइफ इज ऑन फायर. I cannot find peace, I cannot find any kind of joy. I am completely on fire. And she is constantly inflicting damage after damage to me. तो वही हो गया ना घुमा फिरा के. So what the Buddhism says is your partner will inflict the same amount of sufferance to you. So यहाँ भी वही हुआ. So we have a partner which resembles the gender of the partner we had cheated in our previous lifetime. So वो हमको कोड़ा मार रही है, not in the literal sense, but through her actions. And हम लोग का क्या है कि our entire life is on fire. We cannot find peace anywhere, no joy. So exactly these are the same if you think deeply. So that is basically the condition of Taptasurmi. You are here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Now, so this karma you have to endure in one of your next lifetimes. So there are different types of karmas which are defined, and all these different types of karmas have different types of effects. Some you have to face in this lifetime, some in your next lifetime. For instance, if you kill someone, then it is also written that if you kill someone, then in one of your next lifetimes you will be very weak. Throughout your life you will be sick, you will be feeble, you will be weaker than normal people. So that is one condition. Now it extends that if you kill an arahat or someone who was really quite saintly, a very nice person, a very positive soul, if you kill such an individual, then not only will you be weak or feeble, you will also have a short lifespan. Okay, now, one second. Okay, so that means if you find that there is a child who is weak, feeble, or he is usually again repeatedly he keeps falling sick, so that really you can backtrack and you can explain that most probably this particular individual has this particular type of karma associated. He must have killed someone in one of his previous lifetimes. So that is why he is born in this lifetime with this particular type of karma. And then you cannot be sure that the individual he had killed was not an arahat, whether he was an arahat or not. So since you can't be sure, one should always the moment you can identify the karma, the effect. See, by looking into an effect, if you have got a very good understanding of karma, by looking into an effect, you can deduce what would have been the cause in the past. And once you know what is the past, then you also have an understanding that what might be the full impact of the effect. So you need to start working on it immediately, as soon as possible, so that you can change it. If you can change it, then you can most probably override the effect. You can get rid of the effect and you can escape it by suffering only a part of it, or you might also escape the full impact of it. That depends on how much how much focus you're applying into your effort. So then that means we created a Kriyaman Karma where I cheated. Now we come to that again cheating thing. I created a Kriyaman Karma in this lifetime, but the effect has to come in a future lifetime. That means in this lifetime I will not face the effect. In this lifetime I will continue most probably cheating my partner throughout my life, very conveniently, but the Kriyaman Karma I am constantly creating. So what happens is when we die, this Kriyaman Karma that is left over, this goes and adds up to our complete karma over us. Like we have a karma store where we have the karma stored from all our previous existence. This karma is known as Sanchit Karma. It's a Sanchit Karma means the complete store, the full storehouse of our karma for all our existence that we have taken, our soul has taken. So this Kriyaman Karma, when we die, it goes and adds up to our Sanchit Karma. So obviously the store, it increases. Now what happens is, like we are going to take birth again. Like when we are going to take birth again, then we cannot bring in the entire Sanchit Karma in one lifetime. तो फिर तो hell of Taptasur में भी है, severe financial भी है, I killed someone, तो हमको young age में मरना भी है. So everything is there, you know. And if I bring in everything together, they might also be conflicting. If I die at a very young age, then I will not be facing Taptasurmi, because at least I need to attain a certain age to be able to cheat on my partner. So, but if I die before that, then I cannot face the effect. So therefore, we are not born with the entire Sanchit Karma. We are just born with a part of the Sanchit Karma. And this particular part of the Sanchit Karma that we are born with, it is known as the Prarabdha Karma. The Prarabdha Karma. So now, suppose I am born with the Prarabdha Karma of having a partner who will cheat on me, so that I can face the effect of my actions in one of my previous lifetime. जितना मैंने अपने पार्टनर को सफर कराया था, मेरे को उतना सफर करना है इस लाइफटाइम में, because I am born with that Prarabdha Karma. I have chosen to be born with it. I have decided that in this lifetime, I want to get rid of this particular karma from the Sanchit Karma. So then this karma becomes a part of my Prarabdha Karma. I am born with it. So that means it is impossible for me to get the effect of that karma if I end up having a partner in life who is very faithful and loyal to me. It just cannot happen. So that means in this particular lifetime, because I have chosen to be born with the Prarabdha Karma of facing Taptasurmi, I have to be paired with a partner who is going to cheat on me and who can deliver me to the effect of my karma. It is my partner's responsibility to deliver that effect upon me. So similarly, as a child we did something, as a parent we did something, as a brother we have done something, as a sister we have done something, as a father I have done something, as a friend I have done something, as a colleague I have done something. I am constantly doing. So that means I am constantly creating karma. So in my next lifetime, if I was a very bad child, then I have to have a child in this lifetime who will make me suffer the way I had made my parents suffer.
But why the person was bad in that life?
See, our karma, as I said, you know, our karma.
His parents were bad in their previous life.
Not necessarily, not necessarily. Like our karma, we are creating. You know, not everything that we are creating is a cycle. There are many things we are creating firsthand. ऐसा नहीं है कि everything that we are doing as an effect. We are also creating causes, you know. Not everything is an effect. We are also creating causes. And we create these causes because of our sanskara, of our upbringing, you know, the way we think, the way we say things, the way we act. For instance, some people are very impulsive, you know. They are very aggressive. थोड़ा सा इधर से उधर होता है, they get very hyper and they start screaming, then they start abusing, they're draconian, you know. So people on the other end, they are very scared, you know, कि कुछ भी बोलेंगे, अरे बाप रे अभी फिर चिल्लाएगी, अभी फिर ये होगा वो होगा, पूरा घर में टेंशन होगा, like so then of course, so it is because of the mindset, it is because of the nature. This is necessarily not an effect कि हाँ लास्ट लाइफ में बहुत अच्छे थे, किसी ने कुछ किया तो इसीलिए इस लाइफ में हम रिवेंज ले रहे हैं. It's not like that. So you are creating a cause here and you will get the effect in your next lifetime. All the type of people whom you have alienated, you have to be alienated by each of them. So if you were a very bad father, so next lifetime you will end up having, in one of your future lifetime, you will see again, if I have been a very bad father, like if my kids are really suffering because of me, now in this lifetime I cannot suffer as a child because I cannot get smaller. My father is already dead. So in this lifetime I cannot face that effect. So that means this is a karma of being a bad father, which I have to face in one of my next lifetimes when I am a child. So in one of my next lifetimes, when I'm born as a child, then I will have a father who will most probably beat me every day 5 times. हर छोटे से छोटी चीज में झाड़ेंगे, मारेंगे, they will do that. So that means again, I cannot have a father in that lifetime who is, very nice, a darling father, because then he will not be able to deliver me to the effect of my karma. You understand? So that means, like, हम लोग के life में all these people who exist, all the people who exist in our life, be it our parents, be it our children, be it our friends, be it our siblings, be it our partners, they are all present because of, so that they can deliver us to our respective effects.
Colleagues even.
Office colleagues. So they are basically, so that they can deliver us to our effects. So it is not just a coincidence. हम लोग बोलते हैं, ओ ये कैसा हमको बॉस मिल गया, ये बॉस हमको ऐसे ही नहीं मिला. I have been such a boss जो अपने सारे एम्प्लॉयज लोग को बहुत ज्यादा हम ट्रॉमेटाइज किए हैं in one of my previous lifetimes. So this lifetime I have a boss who is doing the same to me. Effect तो देगा ही ना. So that means all these people, they are not coincidental in our life, they are all existing so that they can lead us to our own effects, and we are also doing the same. We are also not a coincidence in their life. So ये जो है, ये एक cyclic है, we are complementary. Your son is an effect of your karma, and you are an effect of his karma. So you are here to deliver him to the effect of his karma as a mother, and he is here to deliver you to the effect of your karma as a son. It is not a coincidence. So ये जो है, हाँ, बोलिए.
But is it possible? See, all what we have done in our past birth, fine. But is it possible in this birth that we can get rid of those kind of karma?
Yeah, sure. So basically, so that means, okay, this is, so we have to accept, we have to stop blaming others for our sufferance. They are actually not responsible for our sufferance. They are only messengers, they are representatives who are delivering it to us. Even if it would be anyone else in this world, we would still be here. We would still be in the same situation. जो भी होता, राम के बदले श्याम होता, श्याम के बदले अर्जुन होता, तो फिर हमको वो भी वही लेके आता. क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमको लगता है कि मेरे लाइफ में ये प्रॉब्लम या ये सिचुएशन उसकी वजह से है, बट एक्चुअली उसकी वजह से नहीं है. हमारे लाइफ में जो भी प्रॉब्लम है मेरी वजह से है, और वो तो जस्ट उसको डिलीवर किया,
वो मेरी वजह से.
and he or she has just delivered it to me, and if it would not be him, it would be anyone else, I will still be here because it is because of me. So we call them karmic bonds. So all the people we have in our life, they are basically our karmic bonds. It's like a chain, this universe has put us in a pair so that we can deliver to each other what we should face. We can deliver to each other the effect of our own causes. The universe has paired us in that way. तो इसीलिए first of all तो हम लोग जो ये like the concept of transcendence, of enlightenment, is that when you attain that level, you realize कि हम लोग जिन चीजों को इतना अकड़ने का पकड़ने का कोशिश करते हैं, ये कुछ नहीं है, ये सिर्फ characters है एक stage में. They are just characters in a stage, who are just trying to reach somewhere. We are all on an individual journey. हमको लगता है कि ये मेरे साथ है तो ये मेरे लिए है and all that, but this is just an illusion. We are all here on our own individual journey, and the path has been laid by our Prarabdha Karma in this lifetime. So that's our journey, you know. अब ये होता है कि that is why Shri Ramakrishna Paramhans had said, which I always quote, you know, he had said that you don't belong to anyone and nobody belongs to you. You think that you belong to someone and so many people belong to you. ये मेरा ये है वो है. He said you don't belong to anyone, nobody belongs to you. You only belong to Ma and only Ma belongs to you. That is what he had said. So yeah, for him, Ma is the universe, or Ma is the mystic law, or Ma is Shiv Thakur, whatever, whichever God you can relate to, whatever way you visualize your belief. To him, his belief system was Ma, Tara. So basically, he used to always refer to Ma. But if you are a believer of Lord Shiva, so you can say Baba. It's the same. So you belong to Baba and only Baba belongs to you. And actually, it's the same for everyone. और बाकी सब जो है ये सब अपने अपने जर्नी पे है और हम लोग के साथ ये कनेक्टेड है थ्रू आवर कर्मा. हम लोग डिसाइड नहीं करते हैं कि उनके लाइफ में क्या होगा. दैट इज द रॉन्ग नोशन दैट वी हैव. वी थिंक दैट वी आर डिसाइडिंग व्हाट विल हैपन. नो, दैट विल हैपन, दैट हैज टू हैपन. वी आर गोइंग टू बी जस्ट समवन who might play an instrumental role in it. That's it. Do you understand this? So we have to stop complaining, we have to stop blaming others, and we have to also stop taking blame. कि मेरी वजह से हुआ, मेरी वजह से किसी को कुछ नहीं हुआ, उसी की वजह से हुआ. I was just an instrument. I was just a representative, you know. So this is why, like in spirituality, you have to also practice a lot of self-love, self-appreciation. You have to stop blaming yourself for everything that is happening. ओ मेरी वजह से उसको ये तकलीफ हो गई. नहीं, ये तकलीफ उसका होना ही था. I was just a representative. मेरी जगह दुनिया में जो भी होता उसको फिर भी वो तकलीफ होती. So you should not blame yourself for everything that is going on, you know. This whole thing is a stage and it's a drama going on and you are just one of the actors. Now, over here, to answer your question, I would explain this with an example, which I also had given in the last discussion. Say, for instance, we all know about the Mahabharata, you know, we have watched it also on TV so many times. What if Dushashana द्रौपदी को लेके आता उस सभा में, द्यूत सभा में, और लाके उसका वस्त्र हरण करने के बदले वो उसके पांव पे गिर के बोलता है कि भाभी आप तो मेरी माँ समान है, सो मेरा भाई बहुत जघन्य काम करने पे उतारू है, बट उसके तरफ से हम सब की तरफ से हम आपसे माफी चाहते हैं, प्लीज आप वापस जाओ और हम लोग को माफ कर दो. If Dushashana would have done that, then the entire story of Mahabharata would be different, isn't it? क्योंकि वस्त्रहरण नहीं होता तो पांडव शपथ नहीं लेते, तो फिर महाभारत का युद्ध नहीं होता, तो भाई लोग नहीं मरते, तो कुछ भी नहीं होता. The entire story would have been different. So that means अगर इस पूरे ड्रामा में, ये जो पूरा ड्रामा है प्रारब्ध कर्मा का, जो सेट एक स्टेज है, तो if we don't do anything, then nothing will change. This drama will unfold step by step as it was supposed or as it was meant to unfold. But अगर हम इस ड्रामा में एक भी सीन को चेंज कर देते हैं, तो एक सीन को चेंज करने की वजह से पूरा ड्रामा चेंज हो सकता है. The entire story can completely get rewritten. That is the thing with karma. So karma is like a variable, you know, x plus y is equal to 50. X plus 10 अगर हम कर दें, plus y will become 60. और अगर x minus 10 कर दें, plus y would become 40. So that means if we can change something, then the entire roadmap will also change. The direction will change. So if somebody says, so कि हमारा जो भाग्य है, हमारा destiny है, that cannot be changed. So if somebody says that, then I would say, from my understanding, that the saying is completely wrong. If you don't do anything to change it, then it will not change. Then the destiny is actually fixed. But if you have got the guts, and if you know the means, and if you are doing it diligently, then you can change your entire destiny, the whole of it. It doesn't matter कि तुम्हारे आपके प्रारब्ध कर्मा में क्या था, you will end up completely somewhere else. So how do we do that? So that also I would like to explain with one example. That is, karma is something which you cannot just take out. Say for instance, I am making नींबू पानी. तो हम एक ग्लास पानी लेते हैं, उसमें 2 नींबू डाल देते हैं और उसमें 4 चम्मच नमक डाल देते हैं. So will I be able to drink that water? क्या वो नींबू पानी हम पी सकते हैं? नहीं, हम नहीं पी सकते. So it will not be drinkable, you know. So that means if I try to drink it, it will be very troublesome. It will be painful. It will feel bad. So I cannot now take the salt and the nimbu out of that water. It is impossible to separate the salt and the lemon from the water. So that is like our karma. You know, that is the thing with our karma. We cannot take the karma out of our life. So what can I do? In the case of the nimbu pani, I can add 3 more glasses of water to it. तब क्या होगा? अब 2 नींबू 4 ग्लास पानी में चला गया, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया, और 4 चम्मच नमक 4 ग्लास पानी में चला गया. So now the nimbu pani is drinkable. It's tasty, it's nice, and instead of 1 glass, I can enjoy 4 glasses, or I can share it with one of my friends or someone else. So that means I cannot. The same is with our karma. We cannot take it out of our life, but we can dilute it. How do we dilute it? So if we look into our life, if we have an understanding of karma, so as I said, we can backtrack. There is a lot of knowledge available. There is a lot of teachings available, which can help you backtrack. Ki what might have been the cause because of which I'm suffering this effect. Right now I'm suffering, it's some effect which is manifesting in my life from some past karma, past cause. So if I am able to identify what might have been the cause, I can now do a reverse cause. I can do a reverse cause or good cause which counterbalances this. And if you are doing it with full strength, then you actually can balance this cause very fast. And the moment you have balanced it, so you don't have any more burden of karma. So the moment you have balanced it, you don't have any more burden of karma. So the burden of karma is eliminated. There is no more karma. Since there is no more karma, so the cause is gone. So it is impossible for you to continue having the effect. So you cannot have the effect anymore. So you are free from the effect. For instance, suppose, yeah, I understand that my wife is very draconian. She is really torturing me. She is tormenting me. My marriage is impossible. It is not impossible because of the wife. That is the first thing we have to understand. The wife is just an instrument. Any lady in this world would be delivering the same thing because it's my fate. You know, it's my destiny. I'm born with it. This is the Prarabdha Karma I have been born with. This is the Prarabdha Karma I have chosen, that my wife has to make me suffer. It's not her fault. So we have to stop blaming her. She is irrelevant here in the picture. She is just playing her role in my karma. So we have to stop blaming her. Rather, we have to focus on fixing our own karma. Okay. So she is very draconian. That means I must have done the same to my partner in one of the next lifetimes. So how can I balance? I can balance by being very good to her in this lifetime. Even if she is abusing me, even if she is very draconian to me, even if she is tormenting me, I can continue being persistently good to her. Very persistent. Not a pseudo goodness that, oh, show off kar rahe hain, oh, acha karma hai, chalo 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 dikhate hain that I'm good. No, from your heart. From your heart, you have to accept that it is not her fault, it is your fault. From your heart, you have to try your level best to make her very happy. So what you had done in your previous lifetime, you are doing the reverse in this lifetime. Previous lifetime where the conditions were good and still you did that. In this lifetime, the conditions are adverse and still you're doing this. So then what is happening? Since the conditions are adverse and still you're doing it, you are doing a right against the tide and still you're persistent. So you're overcoming the cause through a negative cause or a counterbalancing cause at double momentum. क्योंकि हम अगेंस्ट द टाइड जा रहे हैं ना, तो हमको डबल एफर्ट लगाना पड़ेगा. तो उस समय तो माय पार्टनर वाज वेरी नाइस एंड स्टिल आई वाज अब्यूजिंग हर और आई वाज tormenting her. Now, despite of having someone who is abusing you, you're still very nice. So then if you can be persistent with it, then within a very short period of time, you will eliminate your karma. This karma is gone from your last lifetime. It might have made you suffer for 40 years. And in 4 months, you will see it's gone. So only 4 months of sufferance and then 39.5 years of happy life after that. Why? Because you were able to counterbalance your karma. Because you were able to identify it. You were able to identify it, you were able to counterbalance it. Just like adding water. You kept adding water to it, so you kept on diluting it to a point where the entire thing got diluted. So this process of counterbalancing is called karmic expiation, karmic retribution. This process is called karmic retribution. And when you have got rid of it completely, this is called karmic expiation. You have expiated it. You have got rid of it. You have attained freedom from that karma. This is karmic expiation. And the process is karmic retribution. So that means we don't have to delve so deep. If from the very beginning, we live our life with a very simple philosophy that we have to think good, we have to say good, and we have to do good things. So then you have to prevent yourself from creating negative karma. So at every moment of your life, if you are creating good karma, then it doesn't matter कि आपके storehouse में क्या है और कहाँ है. You keep on counterbalancing it in all quarters. हर तरह से उसको हम counterbalancing कर रहे हैं. So if you can continue doing that, then you will see that you might be right now, at this moment, you might be in some very serious problems. But maybe in 6 months or 1 year, you'll see that completely your scenario has changed in all quarters. All the problems have disappeared, your life has completely changed. So this is what it means, in the Gosho, winter always transforms to spring. So if you are working on your karma, then you can very fast transform your winter into spring. Otherwise, you have the routine way, suffer karte rahe, jitna effect suffer karna hai, karte, someday the winter will become spring. But ho sakta hai tab tak spring ko enjoy karne ke liye mere mein energy nahi bache. I am already drained. Nothing is left in me to enjoy the spring anymore. I can't even walk out anymore. I can't even go in the sun. So better to just keep working on it so that we can transform our winter into spring very fast. So first of all is through creating good causes, through creating good karma. Seek out every opportunity of creating good karma in your life, every opportunity, and seize on them at every moment. Then another very good way of creating good karma is through, when you do your prayers, that also I had explained in our initial discussion, that whenever we are chanting, whatever you are chanting Om, you are chanting some mantra, you are chanting Namya Horenge Kyo, whenever you are chanting, basically it activates a certain vibration in our bioelectrical system. This attunes us to the environment, to the universe, and that creates a ripple which can drastically change many things. So of course, with our prayers, we can change our karma. And then another very strong way of changing our karma is through blessings from elders. When elders give us their blessings from their heart, when you do something good for them, when they give you blessings from their heart, like this, according to the books, the texts, this attributes the highest amount of karmic retribution. This is a huge amount of good karma, when you receive blessings from your elders, from their heart. ऐसा नहीं कि हाँ चलो पाय छोड़ लिया वो ये कर दिया, ऐसा है तब तो घूम घूम के दिन में 10 बार करके पाँव ही छूते रहेंगे सबका. So that is just a routine. Then again, the counter is also true. If you are hurting an elder in your family and you make that person weep, then you are destined to suffer like hell for a very long time because of that simple karma. वो हो सकता है कि एक रात रोएंगे, आपको उसके लिए एक हफ्ता रोना पड़ेगा, in this lifetime or in one of your next lifetimes. So we have to be very careful about our elders. So because the elders have the capacity of influencing our karma very largely. So these are some ways. So yeah, any questions?
How can we control our, like you said, that we create some karma through our thoughts also?
Hmm.
So how can we control our thoughts? I have
Actually,
worked so much on it. I have
no,
worked so much on it, but I cannot control my
no,
thoughts.
it's actually very easy. You have not done a methodical approach. If you do a methodical approach, we'll discuss it. We'll also have a session on that very soon. So that is why we need to have regular sessions. If we are having
Okay, okay,
sessions,
fine.
if people cannot come together for these things and they want to have it once in a month, then I have already overcome these things, so I am not suffering. Like they are the ones, you are the ones who are suffering. So you guys need
Yes.
to find time. I am ready to do that once in a week, but it's
Okay,
up to you
once in a
guys.
week is fine.
So we
Once in a
will,
week is fine for me.
yeah, like then within 3 weeks or 4 weeks, we'll get all the answers that we seek, and then we can start working on them very fast. And very soon you'll get the results. See, proper spiritual practices, they yield to very fast results. It doesn't take eternity. It doesn't take 10 years. Like 10 years it will take only for the deepest of the problems, the deepest, the worst ones. That might take 5 years to fix, but the rest of it you can fix very fast. But yeah, if you don't do anything, then you're never going to fix it. You're going to live with it throughout your life. You better spend 5 years for the worst one than facing it throughout our life. So we will do that. See, one session is not enough to answer everything, because then we keep
Yes,
jumping
yes,
from
yes,
topic to topic.
yes, yes. True, true, true.
So
That
this
is
is
fine.
how
Next session we can take that.
yes, see, this is how the karma fans out in our life. So we have to understand these basic things that we discussed today. First is, like, we have to stop blaming others. They are not responsible for anything that is happening in my life. They are just delivering the effect of my own causes. That's it. If not that person, any other person I would still be in the same situation. So we have to stop blaming other people for it. They are not responsible. They are just images. They are images who are actually replicas of our own causes. परछाई है, वो मेरी वाइफ हो, मेरे बच्चे हो, मेरे पेरेंट्स हो, मेरे सिबलिंग्स हो, मेरे फ्रेंड्स हो, मेरे कोलीग्स हो, मेरे बॉसेस हो, whoever, वो सब परछाई है मेरे ही कॉजेस का, और वो लोग सब अपनी परछाइयों के साथ जूझ रहे हैं. हम अपनी परछाइयों से लड़ रहे हैं, वो भी अपनी परछाइयों से लड़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनकी जिंदगी में हम भी एक परछाई हैं. अगर मेरी वाइफ मेरे लाइफ में if she is an image of my own causes, then I am also an image of her causes. That is why we have come together. The karmic bond that I discussed, that I shared this term. So this karmic bond has been created as a pair, so that हम लोग दोनों एक दूसरे की परछाई बन सके और एक दूसरे को लीड कर सके to the effects of our own karmas. So first thing we need to do is we have to stop blaming completely. Please just stop blaming. Nobody is responsible. Nothing is responsible for your causes, for your sufferings. You yourself are. It's your own karma. And from there on, we have to work constructively on how to fix it. You have to take responsibility. You have to start working on fixing it. Because if you don't fix it, then it will drag along. It will again become your Sanchita Karma. From there again, Prarabdha Karma come back in one of your next lifetime. So क्यों खींचना? खत्म करते हैं ना. जो सब लेके इस जन्म में आए हैं, बस उस सबको यही अकाउंट क्लोज करके चल देते हैं, और नेक्स्ट लाइफ के लिए इतना पॉजिटिव कर्मा एक्यूमुलेट कर लेंगे कि नेक्स्ट लाइफ में जितना मेरा संचित कर्मा में नेगेटिविटी होगा, उसको भी हम डाइल्यूट कर देंगे. So not only can I fix this current life, I can also fix future existence in this lifetime itself. So these are the meanings of all the teachings that we study. Whatever philosophy you study, you will find similar things. Nichiren Daishonin also says the same thing. We can fix our present lifetime and all our future lifetimes. Kaise? Aise. This is the explanation of it. We read them as text. We don't drill down into the idea. What was he trying to say? Chalo theek hai, pad liya, okay, surface level pe samajh liya, and then after some time we will forget about it. Do nothing about it. So nothing will happen, no change. So people who are telling you, they can only tell you. they can make you aware, but they cannot change your life. They cannot influence your life. That is also the problem. Now, there is also one more type of karma, which I would like to discuss before we end this session. That is known as agrim karma. Agrim karma kya hota hai? It's like you have the effect before the cause. The cause follows the effect. So there is a very nice example of this type of karma. This is a rare scenario. It's not a very regular phenomenon. This is a very rare scenario where cause can actually follow effect. Usually it's the other way around. You create the cause, you get the effect. But here, you first face the effect and then you can create the cause afterwards. You're free to create the cause afterwards. And since you have already faced the effect, you are not going to face the effect once more. You cannot have two effects for one single cause. Then it would break the rule, the principle of simultaneity of cause and effect. That principle gets broken. So one very great example of this is basically dacoit Angulimal. So Angulimal dacoit, he used to rob people in the deserts, and then he used to make them suffer. He used to chop off their fingers one by one. And finally, after chopping off their fingers, he used to enjoy their pain. And then he used to finally kill them after he was happy with the enjoyment. So he was a very depraved kind of an individual, you know. So he did that for a long time. Many people, their fingers he chopped off, many people he killed. Then one day he met a Buddhist priest, you know, who was traveling from the desert. So Angulimal caught him. So the priest said, okay, you want to kill me, so kill me. But don't you want to know why do you enjoy killing? Don't you want to know why you are doing this, who you are? So because you will keep on doing this, but everything has an end. So what is the end of this? So that made the guy think, okay. So he wanted to know. So he asked the priest, okay, tell me. So then he disclosed to Angulimal that actually this guy, Angulimal, in his one of his previous lifetime, he was a very generous and a very noble prince of a kingdom. So he was loved by all his subjects. He was he was dedicated to the happiness and joy of all his people in the kingdom. And he was to replace his father as the next king. So when his father died and he was about to be the king, so there were some people in his father's court who revolted. They took the prince as a captive, they captured him, they put him in the dungeon, and these guys, they tortured him. For many years, they tortured him, you know. They used to peel off skin from his body, from his fingers, and they were like, you know, they were brutally torturing him for months, for I think 3 years. I don't exactly remember the years. For a long time, they tortured him, and finally they killed him. So then this saints, like, you know, he goes on to explain that all the people that you have killed so far, they are those people who had actually tortured you in your previous lifetime. So basically, in this case, he got the effect in his previous lifetime and he was creating the cause now. But for them, they had created the cause in his previous lifetime and they were getting the effect in this lifetime. So then Angulimal said like, okay. So he said like, okay, I understand. And then Angulimal asked forgiveness from the saint. And the saint said like, don't just ask for forgiveness from me. You have to learn to forgive everyone. Because whoever you have killed until now, each of them were those people who had tortured you in your previous lifetime. And there are still many people left in this queue. But if you learn to forgive, then forgive them. And if you forgive them, they will become your greatest disciples. That is what the Buddhist saint, like the priest, said to Angulimal. So Angulimal had a sudden change of heart. He realized, and then that is how he became from Angulimal the Dakat to a great saint, you know. So he became a great saint and he forgave everyone who had who came to him. He embraced everyone and he became very popular. So people ask, so how was it that a person who was massacring people, who was really brutally torturing people until some days back, suddenly becomes a saint? It was not difficult for him, because he did not create the burden of karma. He did not create the cause. He had already faced the effect. So he was not supposed to face the effect twice. Effect that he had faced in his previous lifetime. Currently, he was just doing the cause. So he had no liability of karma on his side. So therefore, he could immediately switch. If he would have the liability of karma, then he would have to first expiate it, and then he would be able to move on to the next one. Okay. So in this case, in Angulimal's case, it was basically agrim karma. So this is a rare scenario that happens, but yeah, it's possible. So not necessarily that, we have created a cause because of which we are facing the effect. Maybe we are facing the effect now. We get to create the cause. We get to choose whether we want to do the cause in one of our next lifetime. But then that has to be decided then, based on the pattern in which we think. So this is on karma. If anyone has any questions, you can ask.
मेरा एक सवाल है.
Yes, Prachi.
मतलब सवाल क्या कि मतलब रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस है. मैंने देखा है कि लाइक मेरे ऑफिस में एक पर्सन है, ठीक है. He has gone through lot of this thing, allegations and everything, right? और ये उनका हॉरोस्कोप में भी था कि ड्यूरिंग दिस एज, मतलब इस उम्र के टाइम पे उनके साथ ऐसा होना ही है, इधर लीगल एक्शंस और डेथ काइंड ऑफ थिंग, राइट. फिर एक पर्सन बाहर से आया हम लोग के ऑफिस में अपॉइंट होके, तो वो पर्सन भी इनके साथ में गलत सलत कर दिया, राइट. अब क्या हुआ कि उस पर्सन का टेन्योर खत्म होने वाला था हम लोग का ऑफिस में. वो पर्सन का टेन्योर खत्म होने वाला था, वो अप्लाई करा था एक्सटेंशन एंड फर्दर प्रमोशंस के लिए, बट उसका नहीं हुआ. और इस पर्सन ए को जिस तरह से वो फंसाया था, उस तरह से वो भी फंस गया, राइट. और उसके बाद उसको जाना पड़ा. वो फिर अब मतलब अब अपने केसों में उलझा हुआ है. तो ये कैसे हुआ? मतलब फर्स्ट पर्सन जो है मिस्टर ए, उनके हॉरोस्कोप में तो ऐसा लिखा ही था कि ऐसा होगा और वैसा उनके साथ हुआ. पर ये जो सेकंड पर्सन आके उनके साथ गलत सलत किया, तो वो तो उनका कर्मा को एग्जीक्यूट ही किया ना.
हाँ.
तो वो क्यों फंसा? वो फिर क्यों उसी तरह से उसी जाल में सेम वे में फंसा? सेम थिंग, ऑलमोस्ट 90%.
हाँ, then he created the cause, he got the effect.
अरे वो नहीं करता तो कोई और XYZ आके करता.
हाँ,
मिस्टर बी नहीं करता.
But then try to understand. It cannot be any random XYZ. It has to be a specific XYZ जो कि ये कर सकता है. If देखो, कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनका नेचर बहुत अच्छा होता है, बहुत जेन्युइन होते हैं, बहुत सिंसियर होते हैं, बहुत ऑनेस्ट होते हैं. अगर उनमें से कोई आता तो इस बंदे के साथ नहीं होता, ए के साथ. अगर उनमें से कोई एक बी बनता तो ए के साथ नहीं होता. तो उनमें से कोई एक नहीं हो सकता था. ऐसा ही कोई हो सकता था जो इसको फंसा सके. हाँ, देयर वुड बी हंड्रेड्स ऑफ पीपल जिनमें से कोई भी कर सकता था. उसमें से कोई एक भी बी बन गया और उसने ए को उसके कर्मा के इफेक्ट तक उसको लीड किया.
हाँ.
अब ये बी जो है, मे बी बी के केस में दिस इज अग्रिम कर्मा, ठीक है, फॉर विच ही इज गोइंग टू गेट टू क्रिएट द कॉज इन द नेक्स्ट लाइफ टाइम. और मे बी उसने जो इसके साथ कॉज किया, दिस इज अ चेन, सिर्फ ये एक लाइफ टाइम का नहीं है.
ये मेरे को समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है. देख रहे हैं हम मतलब
देखो, ये ए और बी जो है, ये दोनों ए और बी जो है, ये एग्जिस्ट करते रहे हैं फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंस. सो इनका संचित कर्मा में कितना कर्मा है और किसका क्या कर्मा है, वी डोंट नो. बट सी, दिस इज वेयर व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू पॉइंट आउट इन एवरी डिस्कशन रिगार्डिंग कर्मा. इतना कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी में नहीं जाना है. वी आर नॉट सपोज्ड टू गेट इनटू दिस कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. Keep it very simple. Spirituality, actually, the practice of spirituality is very simple. We overcomplicate everything. The point over here is, unke horoscope mein tha, you said. Horoscope is a roadmap of our destiny. Horoscope basically is a roadmap of our Prarabdha Karma. तो इनके प्रारब्ध कर्मा का रोडमैप तो हॉरोस्कोप जिसने बनाया उसने बचपन में उनका प्लॉट कर दिया. Now this person, he did not do anything to change it. He did not do anything to change it. If this guy would have done something to change his karma, तो ना तो ए को सफर करना पड़ता, ना तो बी वो कर्मा क्रिएट करता, ना तो बी को किसी चीज का इफेक्ट मिलता। यू अंडरस्टैंड?
नहीं, वो मंदिर मस्जिद बहुत घूमे, ठीक
अरे
है, कभी
मंदिर
साउथ
मस्जिद
में
घूमने के लिए क्या है यार, वो तो हम भी जाकर बैठ जाते हैं मंदिर के चबूतरा पे कहीं पे, तो इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? आई एम एक्सपिएटिंग कर्मा और आई एम डूइंग समथिंग गुड।
दैट्स द पॉइंट।
Karma is about actions, and people who think God is outside us, they are making a great mistake. You are actually wasting your time. Stop wasting time seeking God outside. God is in every creation that exists. God is in every human being around you. God is inside everyone around you. So try to find the God in yourself. Try to find the God in everyone else, and treat the God inside you with dignity. Treat the God inside the other person who is in front of you with dignity, respect, and love. If you can start doing that, then you have actually started working on it. That's the very simple thing about spirituality. ये बिलीफ सिस्टम जो है ना, ये बिलीफ सिस्टम हम लोग को स्पिरिचुअलिटी को बहुत ज्यादा कंफ्यूज करती है, because most of us in our belief system we believe that, oh, God is somewhere outside, let's try to find him. जाके बैठ जाते हैं कहीं पे, रोज सुबह जाके मंदिर में अगरबत्ती लगाते हैं, मिठाई चढ़ाते हैं, धूपकाठी घुमाते हैं, and then I am doing something great. This is not going to eliminate your karma. No karmic retribution happening. You are just doing a routine, and the biggest point is you are doing this routine out of greed. वो तो और भी बड़ा ब्लंडर है, total waste of time,
बिल्कुल,
complete
ये
waste
होता
of
ही
time.
है।
Stop doing it. This is non-yielding. This is non-yielding. यहाँ पे लोग ये बोल सकते हैं कि मैंने किया और मेरे को इसका इफेक्ट मिला, मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया, मेरा ये हुआ। प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व आपकी इस हरकत की वजह से नहीं हुआ। प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हुआ, आप जो ये हरकत कर रहे थे, यू बिलीव दैट इट विल सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम, सो यू वर एबल टू एक्टिवेट द यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन एंड यू वर एबल टू गेट द रिवॉर्ड। और अब आप उसको डिफाइन कर रहे हैं कि आपके भगवान ने उसको करके दिया। भगवान ने करके नहीं दिया, आपको विश्वास था कि आपके साथ होगा, ये अच्छा होगा, बिकॉज आप वो मंदिर जा रहे हैं, और जिसकी वजह से आपने खुद यूनिवर्सल लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन को एक्टिवेट किया और आपने खुद अट्रैक्ट किया बेनिफिट को। भगवान ने कुछ नहीं किया। So the understanding, our belief system is also very cluttered. We have to also sort this out. We'll do it. Please have patience. Let's continue doing our discussions. Throughout our discussions, we'll also clear all this clutter, all this inside our head. ठीक है?
हाँ,
ठीक है।
अपना हम लोग का तो बहुत सारा रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल्स भी तो आते रहते हैं। वी आल्सो सी, वी आल्सो गो थ्रू, एंड हम लोग अपना अपना भी डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, है कि नहीं?
Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll end today.
थैंक यू,
Yeah.
Thank you.
बाय बाय।
Let's try
Good
to
night.
meet. Let's try to meet on Saturday or Sunday. Okay. Let's see if it's
Yeah.
feasible for everyone.
आफ्टरनून,
Whatever time I'm available, it's fine.
शाम को मेरा थोड़ा क्लास का चक्कर रहता
Okay,
है।
then
बस 9 to March तक है।
then Prachi, you please try to coordinate the meeting.
आई कोऑर्डिनेट। ओके, डन
Yeah,
डन।
sure. Okay, चलो।
ठीक है, ओके, टाटा, गुड नाइट।